Welcome back to our explainer. Today we're jumping right into day 9 of 40 days of preparing the heart, and our focus is to loosen mine-ness. We're going to be exploring a very delicate, really highly internal part of our daily lives. So let's just take a breath and settle into a warm, grounded pace for this one. We're looking at something so deeply ingrained in our everyday human experience that we rarely ever stop to notice it, and yet it completely shapes almost every interaction we have.
I want you to reflect on a single, tiny word. We use it, 100 times a day? But I want us to really explore the extraordinary, unseen weight carried by this simple four-letter word: mine. Just by claiming ownership over the world around us, we inadvertently pick up this immense emotional burden. To really understand this, let's feel the accumulation of that weight together.
My child. Feel the depth of that connection for a second. It's beautiful, right? But notice the immediate sense of responsibility and attachment that follows right behind it. We want the absolute best for them, and in doing so, we sometimes accidentally carry their journey as if it were our own.
My spouse. Take a brief pause here. Think about your most intimate relationships. How much of your actual identity and your daily emotional energy is completely wrapped up in that one beautiful yet incredibly heavy phrase?
My team. Now let's expand this ownership into our professional lives. The people we lead, the people we work side by side with every day. Suddenly their actions, their successes, and especially their failures, they become ours.
My work, even our output and our ideas become extensions of our ego. We pour ourselves into a project, and suddenly it ceases to be just a task on a to-do list. It literally becomes a piece of who we are. We claim it.
My reputation. We fiercely guard our way of doing things, our personal philosophies. We even claim ownership over abstract things like our spiritual experiences. We hold on to them so tightly, saying, well, this was my realization, allowing even the absolute highest pursuits to become tethered right back to the ego.
So let's look at love versus control and understand why the issue is not caring.
Let's be crystal clear here. Family love, deep affection, taking on healthy responsibilities, these things are beautiful. They are literally the fabric of a meaningful life. The issue is absolutely not about caring. The issue sneaks in when our deep care slowly calcifies into this rigid sense of entitlement. It's the thought, because this is mine, it should behave according to my expectation. It's that exact subtle shift where our love stops being a free-flowing gift and starts becoming a contractual demand. We expect our kids to follow our exact advice. We expect our work to yield the precise accolades we feel we deserve. We place all these conditions on the world simply because we labeled it ours.
This is a brilliant way to look at it. We aren't asking you to abandon your life or stop caring, but rather to shift how you care. It's about separating responsibility from the need to control. True responsibility, that involves duty, genuine care, and ultimate acceptance of the other person or situation. Ownership, on the other hand, is rooted in entitlement, heavy expectations, and possessiveness. When we operate from a place of ownership, every unexpected turn life takes becomes a personal offense.
Which brings us to living the sacred trust, renunciation in the everyday.
This builds into a really powerful paradigm shift regarding true simplicity. Treating your life as a sacred trust means you hold your relationships, your duties, and your possessions with deep care, sure, but without the emotional heaviness of ownership. You can completely live a full householder's life, support a family, and use many things in this world, provided you just don't become unduly attached to them. Instead of saying, these are mine, you view them as things entrusted to your care for a time. You're the steward, not the owner.
You see, renunciation is entirely an internal state of mind. It's what allows us to interact with our beautiful, complex world without that sticky need to possess it all. We move from selfish to selfless. We shift from expectation to acceptance. We practice non-attachment, which, by the way, is very different from non-possession. You can totally own a home, but you aren't attached to the idea that it defines your worth. You act and perform your duties without demanding specific self-serving outcomes.
Now let's explore releasing our expectations, the root of heaviness. Whenever we lose our balance in life, you know that tight, anxious grip you get in your chest? It almost always starts with an unfulfilled expectation. Let's walk through this downward spiral. First, a desire or expectation forms, usually because we've labeled something as mine. Second, the outcomes inevitably don't meet our perfectly crafted expectations because, well, life has its own script. Third, disappointment and frustration arise. And finally, step 4, we lose our inner balance. We become reactive, all because we demanded the world conform to what we wanted.
So, let's get into today's practice and talk about loosening the grip.
How do we actually fix this? Here are some highly actionable steps so you can carry your life with a bit more lightness today. First, meditate with the deliberate attitude of caring deeply but without needing to control everything. Second, as you go about your day, try to catch that exact moment where my way suddenly becomes way more important than what the situation actually requires. Third, when you notice it, just release one small preference. Literally, just let someone else pick the restaurant or accept a minor change at work without fighting it. And fourth, end your day with evening cleaning.
This evening cleaning is absolutely essential. Think about it. Just as you take a bath to wash the physical dirt off your body at the end of the day, you must clean away the emotional heaviness too. The focus here is to unload those accumulated daily impressions. Consciously wash away the emotional need to defend your ego, let go of the day's urges to possess or control, and create a pure vacuum in the heart. Do that, and you'll wake up light and free tomorrow.
As we draw our time together to a close, I want you to sit with a really introspective reflection. Think about your day today, your relationships, your current stressors, and just ask yourself, what became heavy only because I called it mine?
The essence for day 9 truly comes down to understanding the immense gravity we create for ourselves. How heavy can one small word, mine, become? As you move forward today, try stepping into that sacred trust. Care deeply, love fully, but practice the beautiful art of letting go of ownership. Just see how much lighter you feel when you simply stop carrying the weight of mine.